And welcome back, YouTube. It's I have my handful of pizza and cupcakes, so it's hard for me to pull the time down. There we go. 4:43 a.m. Friday, February 4th, 2022. I just got off the 50. Kind of surprised that it's just sitting there like that. I don't know if it's there because this is a timed stop or if this is the end of its line. I'm going to assume it's a time stop for it because I think if it was the end of the line, it would have just gone up and made a left on Village Drive. Yeah, I think at this time of the morning, all of the 50s go all the way into Scottsdale, as opposed to in the day when some of them end here at 44th Street. So I'm looking at almost 30 minutes until my bus shows up. This is usually kind of a long transfer anyway, like around 20 minutes here at 44th and Camelback. But the next southbound bus is running about 10 minutes late. So now it may make it up. I've noticed sometimes when that bus is running late that it'll make up for the time between where Paradise Valley Mall was. Paradise Valley Mall is no longer, but there's still a Paradise Valley Mall Parkway, and the whole Paradise Valley Mall area that surrounded it, that's still there. So a lot of times it'll make up the time that it's late between the Paradise Valley Mall around Cactus Road and here. Yeah, north of Camelback all the way to about Shea, there's really not much. It's all just super wealthy homes, exclusive homes in the town of Paradise Valley without any shopping districts from here to there. So the buses don't, even though there's bus stops, hardly anybody uses them. So the 44 can usually make up that time. So as I was riding the bus over, I looked out the window and I saw the Londen Center right as I was approaching 44th Street, and I thought, I'm always capturing video of, images of the Londen Center when I'm waiting at the bus stop across the street from it, trying to catch the 50 westbound. And I thought it would be kind of fun to walk over here and get some footage of it and make whoever's watching the security cams nervous. So I've never really walked up to this area other than just the Circle K. So this is pretty neat. AZTV Channel 7 has its own... does it have its own entrance? Yeah, maybe not. Nah, I can't tell, honestly, if this is an entrance for Channel 7 or if it's just the entrance to the office building and just Channel 7 takes up so much of this building that they got their logo. But anyway, that's interesting. This is really nice. Nicely lit up. I can't help but think that there's somebody on a camera. The camera on me somewhere here. Oh, yep, there it is. There's the camera. And some security guy watching that, wondering, what the hell is that guy doing? Walking, talking to himself, holding an iPhone. So this is interesting. And I'm really surprised to see that there's stuff being stored in this. So this was a Jack in the Box that is actually part of this office tower building, which is bizarre. It's not very often that I see. Well, I shouldn't say not too often. I mean, it's not unusual, I guess, for office towers in downtown places to have downtown areas to have a fast food place in it. But usually those are just kind of walk-in. They don't have a drive-through. This one here, when it was built, it was a Jack in the Box, and it's got a sign that kind of looks like an old Jack in the Box sign. But this didn't look anything like any other Jack in the Box. And what got me is this neat, I'm not even sure, I want to say 45-degree angle as opposed to your normal 90-degree angle there. As you can see, it's kind of an unusual shape for the dining room. And it wasn't a very big dining room, but this was a super nice Jack in the Box when it was here. I was really shocked it went out of business because it was usually pretty busy. There was a Panera Bread that opened in the same location for a while, but it didn't stay here very long. But yeah, the parking for the Jack in the Box was over here. Kind of neat, covered, as opposed to your, typical fast food parking. But yeah, there used to be signs. You can still see the poles here. They don't have signs on them, but yeah, they used to have all these signs that said parking for Jack in the Box only. And the last time I came through here, I think I was actually driving through the Jack in the Box. And that's the entrance to the regular Londen Center parking garage, which you can see is closed right now, as this is a time that nobody should be here. I'm really surprised security hasn't rolled through. Anyway, I just find this fascinating. I'm glad I got a little extra hang time to make a video of it. But it's interesting that it shows arrows going both directions, but I guess that's if somebody parked in those spots there, they could get out without going through the drive-through. But yeah, we got a sign right there that says drive-through, and this was always a fun drive-through to take to get Jack in the Box because it's literally a tunnel inside the building. And right there on the left was where the menus were, and there's where the squawk box was, where you'd put your order. And it's pretty trippy, like I'm actually inside the building right now. And there's a camera. Somebody's probably watching me right now going, what the fuck is he doing walking through that drive-through? He doesn't look like a homeless person. And I would imagine, yeah, there's another camera. I would imagine security's pretty active here, because otherwise that would be a nice place for a homeless encampment. And there's not one there. And anyway, there was the window. So yeah, I always thought this was one of the neatest fast food drive-throughs in the entire city of Phoenix. And used to use it actually quite a bit. I'm pretty fond of Jack in the Box, especially when I'm driving a cab and need munchies on the go. But yeah, not anything in that location now. Maybe when this mixed use development that's going in across the street, maybe when that gets built, it'll get enough people living on this intersection to increase the demand for another fast food place in there. Anyway, walking back around the building, yeah, I always found this to be a super interesting office tower. Oh yeah, and that is just the entrance to the building as opposed to Channel 7, because there you can kind of see into it and see how it's just got a big open glass ceiling and atrium inside. I've gone in there a couple of times over the years to pick up passengers in my cab, and always just found this architecture to be really neat. It's like the openness of that, and then the fact that it had a Jack in the Box and Circle K both integrated into it. And then they went as far as to have, instead of a regular Circle K sign, have that sort of text that they use on everything in this building. This has been a fun way to waste time while I'm waiting for the bus. Can't remember what's around this end. Probably gonna pop in to Circle K in just a little bit and get myself some junk food. But gosh, is there anything else I was going to talk about other than this bizarre building that I'm walking around? This is kind of neat. The property line is super weird on this one too. These residential building on the left here, these went in pretty recently. I forget exactly what year, but it's a lot newer. Used to be, I think, just like single-story townhouses over there, and those all got leveled to build a 4-story building. It looks really nice, but I think it's your typical underneath that facade, I think it's your typical cheap 2x4 wood construction, which I don't know. I don't feel like those buildings are going to age well. I really don't. That's such a neat building. You pull in here for trash or whatever. This looks like an entrance to the parking garage. Going down, of course, that's secure. I've got to be making their security nervous as fuck right now. It's like a service entrance here. Yeah, I always found this property line to be kind of odd, and these sort of angular property lines exist a lot in this part of Arcadia. If you look at a map, you'll see that there's a big chunk where, rather than everything being on normal north, south, east, west alignments, they run at an angle parallel to the Arizona Canal, which is how you get this back end. And I think that's probably, the architects of the Londen Center went with such unusual angles on this building to make the most. And there's another entrance. AZTV Londen Center entrance. And I've pretty much just walked around the building. It's really not that big. But yeah, I get the feeling that the whole weird angular design of this building was done to make the most of this odd-shaped lot. And then, of course, these buildings came along later, which is really funny because, like, everything that originally was built here to create this odd-shaped lot has ceased to exist, but because that's how the property was divided up, that's how it's remained. Again, here you got like a 90-degree angle, but these are running at 45-degree angles off of your normal north, south, east, and west. And then we got a different, an obtuse angle there, and then this wall runs exactly north and south, which is obviously not exactly on the property line, because there's the signpost for the Jack-in-the-Box went past the wall. So I would guess the property line is probably right there where that little itty-bitty stub of a wall is. And here's the entrance for those, I don't know if they're apartments or condos too. Actually, no, that's not the entrance to it. I'm looking at the back side of it. It just kind of wraps around like that. This is something else over here. I don't know what the hell that is. Anyway, I'm about ready to wrap up this video for no other reason than my right hand is getting cold. But hope you enjoyed this weird walk around the Londen Center in the dark as much as their security did.